In the next few minutes, I'm exposing 15 fake butter brands, hiding vegetable oil blends, synthetic preservatives, and chemical emulsifiers behind their creamy golden promises. These aren't butter at all. They're engineered spreads designed to fool your taste buds and your trust. Plus, I'll reveal the 5 brands that actually deliver real butter, made from nothing but cream and salt. Stay until the end, because number 1 will change how you read dairy labels forever. Let's start with what's sitting in your refrigerator right now. 15. I can't believe it's not butter. Original spread. Starting at number 15, I can't believe it's not butter has been fooling shoppers since the 1980s with a name that literally admits it's not butter, yet somehow still ends up in millions of carts. The primary fats here are vegetable oils, specifically soybean, palm kernel, and palm oils, not a trace of actual butter fat anywhere in the ingredient list. The formula includes lecithin as an emulsifier to force oil and water to blend together, something butter accomplishes naturally through the churning process. Added natural flavors and beta-carotene color are engineered to mimic butter's taste and appearance, creating sensory deception in every bite. The product even includes added vitamins A and D, which sounds beneficial until you realize these are synthetic versions added back, because the vegetable oil base lacks the fat-soluble vitamins that real butter provides naturally. For those of us who grew up spreading this on toast thinking we'd found a healthier alternative, the truth stings a little. What makes this particularly concerning for older adults is that many adopted these products decades ago on doctors' advice about saturated fat, never questioning whether replacing natural dairy fat with processed vegetable oils was actually an improvement. The bright yellow tub promised all of butter's benefits with none of the guilt, but what it actually delivered was a laboratory creation designed to fool your senses while your body processed something entirely different from traditional dairy. 14. Country Crock Original Spread. At number 14, Country Crock wraps itself in pastoral imagery of rolling farmland and wholesome country living. But the ingredient reality couldn't be further from that bucolic fantasy. This spread starts with purified water as the first ingredient, followed by vegetable oils including soybean, palm kernel, and palm, creating a water and oil emulsion that bears no resemblance to churned cream. The formula requires soy lecithin to hold the water and oil together, along with natural flavors to create butter taste and beta-carotene to provide butter color. Added vitamin A palmitate appears in the ingredient list, a synthetic vitamin supplement that wouldn't be necessary if this product contained real dairy fat with its naturally occurring vitamins. Many of us remember Country Crock appearing in supermarkets during the fat phobia era, when anything labeled as lower in saturated fat seemed like a smart health choice. The tub sitting in your refrigerator with its cheerful farm scene is fundamentally a chemistry project, not a dairy product, no matter how convincing the marketing imagery appears. That picturesque farmhouse on the label bears no connection to what's actually inside, where water and processed oils replace the cream that farms actually produce. 13. Imperial Sticks coming in at number 13. Imperial has been a grocery store fixture for generations, its crown logo suggesting quality and tradition that the ingredient list simply doesn't support. This product is labeled accurately as a vegetable oil blend containing soybean, palm, and palm kernel oils with added water, honestly declaring it's not butter for anyone who reads beyond the front package. The formula includes distilled monoglycerides as an emulsifier, a synthetic compound that helps stabilize the oil-water mixture, but would never appear in traditional butter. Imperial also contains potassium sorbate and calcium disodium eta as preservatives, chemical additions that extend shelf life far beyond what fresh butter achieves naturally. These preservatives serve the industrial food system's need for products that can sit in warehouses and on shelves for months without spoiling, a convenience that comes at the cost of ingredient simplicity. For older consumers who've trusted Imperial for decades, perhaps using those sticks for baking holiday cookies or buttering Sunday morning pancakes, this revelation disrupts comfortable routines built over lifetimes. What makes this particularly difficult is recognizing that the product we thought was close enough to butter is actually something fundamentally different, a vegetable oil product engineered to behave like butter in cooking while containing none of butter's natural dairy components. The familiar gold foil wrapping created an illusion of premium quality, that the synthetic emulsifiers and chemical preservatives inside contradict completely. 12. Smart Balance Original Buttery Spread. At number 12, Smart Balance marketed itself as the intelligent choice for heart health, positioning its vegetable oil blend as scientifically superior to traditional butter. The primary fats come from palm oil and canola oil, plant-based sources that contain no butterfat or dairy components whatsoever. This spread includes multiple additives to achieve butter-like texture and stability, including monoglycerides and lecithin as emulsifiers that bind the oil and water together. The formula also contains potassium sorbate and calcium disodium EDTA as preservatives, the same synthetic compounds that keep processed foods stable through lengthy distribution chains and extended storage periods. The brand's emphasis on being a balanced choice masks the reality that you're consuming multiple synthetic additives with every serving. Many health-conscious consumers embrace Smart Balance during the decades when medical advice focused intensely on reducing saturated fat and cholesterol, seeing this spread as a doctor-approved upgrade from butter. For older adults who switched to Smart Balance years ago and never looked back, it's worth questioning whether that dietary change delivered the promised benefits or just normalized consuming engineered food products instead of real ingredients. The product's health positioning convinced millions that choosing processed plant oils with chemical preservatives represented nutritional wisdom rather than simply trading one set of concerns for another. 11. Parkay Original Margarine Spread Alternative. At number 11, Parkay brings memories of talking tubs in 1970s commercials, marketing campaigns that made margarine seem fun and modern while traditional butter appeared old-fashioned and outdated. This spread is made primarily from soybean oil and water, with hydrogenated cottonseed oil included in the formulation. Hydrogenated oils represent an earlier generation of food processing technology, modified fats that were later found to create trans fats, the very compounds that health authorities eventually warned against more strongly than the saturated fats in butter. The formula uses monoglycerides as emulsifiers to create stable texture, along with potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate as preservatives that keep the product fresh far longer than dairy butter. For those who grew up in households where Parkay replaced butter during the margarine revolution, this product carries nostalgia that complicates objective evaluation. What we understand differently now is that those hydrogenated oils and synthetic preservatives brought their own concerns, and the assumption that newer and more processed automatically meant healthier didn't account for the value of simpler, traditional ingredients. The irony is that many families switch from butter to Parkay for health reasons, only to discover decades later that the hydrogenated oils they'd been consuming carried risks that hadn't been fully understood when those cheerful commercials convinced America that margarine was progress. 10. Blue Bonnet Original Vegetable Oil Spread. At number 10, Blue Bonnet wraps itself in wholesome Americana imagery, a brand name evoking Texas wildflowers and simple country goodness that the ingredient list contradicts completely. This spread starts with water as the primary ingredient, followed by vegetable oils including soybean, palm, and palm kernel, creating a water-based emulsion fundamentally different from butter's dairy fat composition. The formula includes maltodextrin as a carbohydrate filler, a processed corn derivative that adds bulk and affects texture, but provides no nutritional value. Blue Bonnet also contains monoglycerides as emulsifiers, along with 3 different preservatives: potassium sorbate, sodium benzoate, and calcium disodium EDTA. The presence of 3 separate preservatives reveals just how aggressively this product is engineered for extended shelf stability, far beyond what any traditional dairy product requires. For consumers who selected Blue Bonnet because the name and packaging suggested simple, traditional quality, the reality of multiple synthetic preservatives and carbohydrate fillers disrupts that perception of wholesome simplicity. The multiple preservatives that keep Blue Bonnet stable for months accomplish convenience, but at the cost of introducing several synthetic compounds into every serving. That cheerful bonnet logo and the association with springtime flowers creates expectations of natural purity that maltodextrin filler and triple preservative systems simply can't fulfill. 9. Fleischmann's Original Margarine Sticks. Coming in at number 9, Fleischmann's has been a supermarket staple for over a century. a longevity that creates false confidence in ingredient quality and traditional values. These sticks are made from soybean oil and water as primary ingredients, with palm and palm kernel oils added to achieve solid texture at refrigerator temperature. The formula requires mono and diglycerides, plus soy lecithin as emulsifiers, synthetic compounds that force oil and water into stable combination. Fleischmann's also includes sodium benzoate as a preservative, extending shelf life through chemical intervention rather than the natural preservation that salting provides in traditional butter. For consumers who've used Fleischmann's for baking throughout their adult lives, perhaps following family recipes that specifically call for margarine sticks, this information complicates cherished traditions. The sticks that seemed interchangeable with butter in cooking are actually a completely different product. Vegetable oil solids engineered to melt and brown similarly, but containing none of butter's natural dairy components. The brand's century-plus history creates an aura of trustworthiness that makes questioning its ingredient quality feel almost disloyal, yet that loyalty has been to a brand name rather than to consistent ingredient integrity. 8. Promise vegetable oil spread buttery. At number 8, Promise built its identity around heart health claims and cholesterol reduction, positioning itself as the responsible choice for anyone concerned about cardiovascular wellness. This spread combines soybean, canola, palm, and palm kernel oils with water, creating a multi-oil blend that contains no butterfat or dairy components. The formula includes mono and diglycerides plus soy lecithin as emulsifiers, along with potassium sorbate and calcium disodium, EDTA, as preservatives. Promise also contains artificial flavor and maltodextrin, additions that enhance taste and texture while moving further from anything resembling natural butter. These artificial flavoring compounds are necessary because vegetable oil blends simply don't taste like butter naturally, requiring laboratory-created flavor molecules to approximate what real dairy fat provides without any engineering. Many health-conscious consumers embraced Promise during the decades when reducing dietary cholesterol dominated nutritional advice, seeing this spread as a proactive step toward better heart health. For older adults who switched to Promise years ago based on their doctor's recommendations, it's worth questioning whether that advice accounted for the artificial flavors and synthetic preservatives that come with avoiding natural dairy fat. The brand name makes an implicit health promise that convinced people they were making a medically sound choice, when what they were actually choosing was a heavily processed blend of oils, preservatives, and artificial ingredients designed to mimic something that could have been obtained simply by using real butter in moderation. 7. Brummel and Brown Original Spread. At number 7, Brummel and Brown attempted to bridge the gap between margarine and butter by including yogurt in its vegetable oil formulation. The spread starts with water and vegetable oils including soybean, palm kernel, and palm, then adds non-fat yogurt to create a dairy component that the marketing emphasizes. The formula includes modified cornstarch as a thickener, along with mono and diglycerides as emulsifiers and potassium sorbate as a preservative. Beta-carotene provides the golden butter-like color, creating visual expectations that the ingredient list doesn't support with actual butter content. The yogurt addition seems like a wholesome compromise, suggesting this spread captures some of butter's dairy benefits while avoiding saturated fat concerns. For consumers who selected Brummel and Brown, thinking they'd found a middle ground between full margarine and full butter, the reality is that modified cornstarch, synthetic emulsifiers, and chemical preservatives still dominate the ingredient profile. The yogurt component serves more as a marketing tool than as a meaningful ingredient transformation, since the base remains fundamentally water and vegetable oils that require the same chemical stabilization that pure margarine needs. 6. Earth Balance Buttery Spread. At number 6, Earth Balance targets the plant-based and vegan markets, honestly marketing itself as a dairy-free butter alternative while still appearing in discussions about butter quality. This spread uses a blend of vegetable oils combined with water to create a completely plant-based product containing no dairy components whatsoever. The formula includes lecithin as an emulsifier, along with ingredients like annatto extract for color and natural flavor compounds to approximate butter taste. While Earth Balance deserves credit for transparent labeling about its plant-based nature, It still requires multiple additives and processing steps to create something that resembles butter in texture and flavor. For consumers choosing Earth Balance for ethical or dietary reasons, this product serves its purpose as a plant-based option. What deserves acknowledgement is that calling something buttery spread doesn't make it nutritionally or functionally equivalent to real butter, regardless of how convincingly the flavor and texture are engineered. The natural flavors and color additives work to create butter-like sensory experience through chemistry and processing, rather than through the simple churning of cream that has defined butter for millennia. 5. Olivio Light Buttery Spread with olive oil. At number 5, Olivio attempted to capture the health halo of olive oil while competing in the butter substitute market. This spread combines water with canola, palm, and olive oils, emphasizing the olive oil component in its marketing, despite olive oil being just one of multiple oils in the blend. The formula requires mono and diglycerides plus lecithin as emulsifiers to maintain the water oil mixture, along with potassium sorbate and calcium disodium eta as preservatives. These chemical preservatives ensure the product remains stable through distribution and storage, accomplishing what pure olive oil achieves naturally without any additives at all. What makes Olivio particularly misleading is the health positioning around olive oil content, while the formula still requires multiple synthetic preservatives and emulsifiers to function as a spreadable product. The olive oil component, while present, shares space with palm oils and requires chemical stabilization that pure olive oil never needs. This represents food marketing's ability to highlight a single beneficial ingredient while obscuring the engineered complexity required to turn that ingredient into a spreadable product that mimics butter. 4. Benecol Original Buttery Spread. At number 4, Benecol positions itself as a functional food designed to actively lower cholesterol through added plant stenol esters. This spread uses canola, palm, and palm kernel oils combined with plant stenol ester, a compound that blocks cholesterol absorption in the digestive system. The formula includes potassium sorbate and calcium disodium eta as preservatives, along with artificial flavor and beta-carotene for color. These plant stanol esters are extracted and concentrated from plant sources through industrial processing, then added to the vegetable oil blend to create a therapeutic effect that transforms eating into medication. For consumers who adopted Benecol based on doctor recommendations for cholesterol management, this product represents the medicalization of food, transforming butter substitute into therapeutic intervention. The multiple preservatives and artificial flavoring compounds that accompany those plant stanols turn every serving into a chemical delivery system rather than simple food. What's particularly concerning is that this product encourages daily consumption of artificial flavors and synthetic preservatives as a strategy for managing cholesterol, when dietary cholesterol's impact on blood cholesterol is now understood to be far less significant than once believed, making the trade-offs of Benecol's engineered formula increasingly questionable. 3. Land O'Lakes Light Butter with Canola Oil. At number 3, Land O'Lakes created particular confusion by using a trusted butter brand name on a product that isn't pure butter at all. This spread starts with water as the first ingredient, then includes butter, canola oil, and buttermilk, creating a dairy oil hybrid that's fundamentally different from traditional butter. The formula contains modified food starch and maltodextrin as thickeners and fillers, along with emulsifiers including PGPR, a compound also used in chocolate manufacturing. Land O'Lakes Light also includes potassium sorbate and sodium benzoate as preservatives, plus xanthan gum for texture stabilization. The sheer number of additives required to make this product work reveals just how far it deviates from the simplicity of real butter, requiring an arsenal of synthetic compounds to achieve stability that traditional butter never needs. What makes this particularly troubling is the brand equity of Land O'Lakes, a company synonymous with real butter for over a century. For loyal Land O'Lakes customers who trusted the brand enough to try their light butter without carefully reading ingredients, the discovery that they've been consuming modified food starch, PGPR emulsifier, and 2 different chemical preservatives feels like a betrayal of that brand trust. This product demonstrates how established dairy companies leverage their butter reputation to sell products that are fundamentally different from the traditional butter that built consumer loyalty in the first place. 2. Challenge spreadable butter with canola oil. Coming in at number 2, Challenge spreadable butter uses a respected regional dairy brand name on a product that isn't pure butter. The spread combines butter with canola oil to achieve spreadability straight from the refrigerator, a convenience feature that fundamentally changes the product composition. Some versions include added beta-carotene for color and vitamin A, palmitate for fortification, additions that real butter doesn't require because it naturally contains these components. The fact that this product needs color enhancement and vitamin fortification raises serious questions about whether the canola oil dilution has compromised butter's natural nutritional profile to the point where synthetic supplementation becomes necessary. For consumers who select Challenge Spreadable, believing they're getting real butter that happens to spread easily, the canola oil component represents a significant ingredient compromise. The added color and vitamins in certain versions raise additional questions about why a butter product would need color enhancement or vitamin fortification if it was genuine dairy butter made properly. Traditional butter becomes perfectly spreadable when left at room temperature for a few minutes, making the canola oil addition purely a convenience feature that transforms the fundamental nature of the product while trading on Challenge's reputation as a trusted dairy brand. 1. Violife Plant Butter, Salted. Taking the #1 spot as the most misleading fake butter product, Violife uses the word butter in its name, despite containing absolutely no dairy components whatsoever. This completely plant-based spread combines canola, coconut, and sunflower oils with water to create a vegan alternative that markets itself using butter terminology. The formula includes lecithin as an emulsifier, faba bean protein for texture and nutrition, glucose as a sweetener, natural flavor to approximate butter taste, and beta-carotene for golden color. Every single component is carefully engineered to deceive your senses into believing you're experiencing butter when you're actually consuming an elaborate mixture of processed plant oils, protein isolates, and flavoring compounds. What makes Violife particularly problematic isn't its plant-based composition, which serves legitimate dietary needs for vegans and the dairy intolerant, but rather the use of butter in the product name when it contains zero dairy. For older consumers accustomed to butter, meaning churned dairy cream, seeing plant-based oil mixtures called butter represents linguistic and culinary deception, regardless of how clearly the plant-based nature is disclosed elsewhere on packaging. The glucose, faba bean protein, and natural flavors work together to create a butter simulation so convincing that people who've never tasted real butter might never know the difference, which is precisely what makes this product's appropriation of the butter name so troubling. After exposing 15 products masquerading as butter, here's relief for everyone who values simple, honest ingredients. Real butter exists, made the way it's been made for centuries, containing nothing but cream and salt. These next 5 brands prove that butter doesn't need engineering, reformulation, or improvement, just quality dairy and traditional methods. The 5 real butter brands from Pinion. 5. Tillamook Extra Creamy Salted Butter. Starting our real butter list at number 5, Tillamook delivers what butter should be: pasteurized cream and sea salt. That's it. The ingredient statement describes exactly 2 components, with no emulsifiers, no preservatives, no oils, and no additives of any kind appearing anywhere in the formulation. Tillamook markets this butter as 81% fat, meeting the higher butterfat standard that European-style butters achieve, proving this is genuine dairy butter rather than any kind of oil-based spread. For consumers exhausted by scanning ingredient lists filled with unpronounceable chemicals, Tillamook offers simple relief. The higher butterfat content means richer flavor and better baking performance, qualities achieved through ingredient quality rather than chemical enhancement. 4. Cabot Salted Butter. At number 4, Cabot represents farmer-owned cooperative values and New England dairy tradition stretching back to 1919. Their salted butter contains exactly 2 ingredients: cream from milk and salt. No emulsifiers appear in the ingredient statement, no preservatives extend shelf life, and no vegetable oils dilute the dairy fat. This simplicity reflects Cabot's cooperative structure, where dairy farmers own the company and profit from quality rather than from engineering cheaper substitute products. Cabot's ingredient honesty creates accountability, with dairy farmers staking their reputation on a product containing nothing but their milk transformed into butter through traditional churning, the cream and salt. Simplicity means you're eating what butter has been for thousands of years, not what laboratories decided butter could become. 3. Organic Valley Salted Butter. Claiming the number 3 spot, Organic Valley combines butter tradition with certified organic agriculture, addressing both ingredient simplicity and farming practices. Their butter contains pasteurized organic sweet cream and salt, with the organic certification ensuring the cows producing that cream ate organic feed and weren't treated with synthetic hormones or antibiotics. This matters because what cows eat and how they're raised directly affects milk quality and butter composition. For health-conscious consumers who worry not just about ingredient lists but about agricultural practices, Organic Valley addresses both concerns simultaneously. This butter represents farming that works with natural systems rather than against them, producing cream that becomes butter without requiring the emulsifiers and preservatives that industrial dairies depend on for consistency across enormous production scales. 2. Vermont Creamery Sea Salt. Cultured butter. Coming in at number 2, Vermont Creamery creates cultured butter using European traditions that enhance flavor through fermentation. Their ingredient list shows cream, sea salt, and cultures, with those cultures being the beneficial bacteria that ferment cream before churning. This culturing process was standard in European butter making for centuries, creating complex, tangy flavors that American butter typically lacks. Vermont Creamery's method requires patience, allowing cultures to transform cream before churning it into butter the traditional way. This cultured approach delivers flavor complexity that engineered spreads try to fake using natural flavors and additives, proving that traditional techniques create results chemistry can't replicate. The sea salt and cultures work with cream's natural components rather than against them, enhancing butter's inherent qualities instead of masking deficiencies. 1. Kate's Homemade Butter, Sherry Sweet Cream Salted, Sear Sea Salted. Taking the top spot as the absolute best real butter available, Kate's Homemade Butter delivers perfect simplicity that needs no improvement. The ingredient statement lists pasteurized cream and sea salt, 2 ingredients that together create butter exactly as it's been made since humans first discovered that agitating cream produces something magical. No vegetable oils appear anywhere in the formulation, no emulsifiers force incompatible ingredients together, and no preservatives extend shelf life beyond what salting achieves naturally. What makes Kate's particularly special is the homemade designation that reflects small batch production values and attention to quality that large industrial operations can't match. The pasteurized cream and sea salt combination represents food at its most fundamental and honest, ingredients that anyone's grandmother would recognize and approve without hesitation. For consumers seeking absolute ingredient integrity, Kate's delivers butter that contains nothing your great-grandparents wouldn't have used in their own butter making. There you have it, 15 fake butter products hiding vegetable oils and chemical preservatives behind creamy marketing, plus 5 real butter brands that honor tradition with cream and salt alone. Before your next grocery trip, remember this: flip the package, read the ingredients, and choose butter that lists only cream and salt. If this video changed how you'll look at butter forever, share it with family and friends who deserve to know what real butter means. And subscribe so you never miss content exposing food industry deceptions while celebrating products that still get it right. Thanks for watching. Until next time, choose real butter.